A big g'day to everyone tuning in on SRL TV, broadcasting to your homes and through your screens. Welcome to the Ashes Test, the first ever in SRL history on Anzac Day. How good is it? History in the making here today in front of a sold out Manchester crowd, a proverbial English home crowd, ready to make life a bit challenging for the Kangaroos here on this hallowed turf, but we are set for a cracker game here. Australia doing battle with England. It is a rivalry that stems far beyond sports, but it is always a spectacle. Running out in the red and whites, led by their skipper, Luke Driscoll, and he'll be joining us in just a moment as we get ready for the post and a moment's silence coming up for both nations. And there we have it. Let's get ready for some SRL footy. Joining me in the box here for today's coverage is the good mate of mine, Luke Driscoll. And Luke, welcome, mate. This is a big game for both sides, particularly for England, their toughest challenge of the internationals so far. What are you looking forward to, and who should we be keeping an eye out for the Poms?
I think it's the back three of the Poms. All three of them have performed in every game so far. A bit unfortunate against the Welsh team, who absolutely in that 15-minute period absolutely put the British to the sword. But the other side of that is they've got a really strong forward pack, and as we see here with Daniel Ango taking the first hit up, he's really, really strong on the front line. It should be a really interesting game, and I'm really excited to see how this goes, being the first ever Ashes Test to be played, and on Anzac Day. What a special day as Mike Mawson gets on a line break, offloads to Sadler. Looks like the English are going to attack the Australian line early on. Sunny.
Yeah, that was a good looking play there from him, and yeah, Anzac Day here for today's SRL action. After this, there will be the Pac Champs Cup final, New Zealand taking on Samoa. So we will have games in both England and New Zealand on this hallowed day, and can't wait to see what it has in store for us. But fifth and last, the Poms will send it downfield. KCK, he has been in the one jumper for majority of this Kangaroos tour, and he'll be looking to lock that down for the World Cup. Chaz Dingo making a move out to 7. He's been playing in the centres a lot for these internationals, but we'll be hoping to inject a bit of speed out in that halfback role, particularly being a running playmaker. And Chaz Dingo, he offers a lot of versatility. And a few call-ups for this game as well. Jackson Allison, Matty Harris on the bench, Shannon Freeburn there as well. But Australia currently on a 4-game win streak. They'll be looking to cap off their Kangaroos tour with a win in England to send it off on a high note. It's their last game here up north, and the Poms with a victory to their tally as well in round 1. And Driscoll, take us through the thought process behind that game. You know, up by 20, the Poms are doing a great job in that second half, but Scotland managed to come back, and your boys managed to hold on right to the end.
I just think it's an early onset of fitness issue. Like we can defend really well for the first 60 or so minutes, and then you just start to see the holes open up in the middle. Hopefully, like we've tried a new team list in this game, obviously, so hopefully it at least keeps more fitter people and probably our better talents towards the back end of the game. Obviously, and we've got Mario McEnroe coming off the bench as well, so he'll be a really strong injection into that second half. So hopefully we'll be able to defend between that 50th and 60th minute as we get to see Dom Ponkston skip around the centre there, which was Buckley, I believe. The Merseyside Marauder, in which we've dubbed him, certainly has a lot of class about him. Wouldn't you say so, Sonny?
Yeah, I love Rossi, man. He's always got that energy about him, and he brings that vibe. You know, he's competitive as well, but he's proud to represent England. He's proud to represent where he comes from, and it just really adds that element of authenticity to this POM squad. As we see, fourth tackle now with Dingo. I thought he was going to go for a 40-20. Be interesting to see how he holds up in the 7 jersey. We've been seeing a lot of, I guess, outside backs playing in the halves. The Kiwis, they come to mind off the return. Oh, Hannah Hitchens turns KCK inside out. And Sonny Tyre can't get there either. This could be dangerous for Australia. An opening look here for the Poms, and already just inside the red zone they'll go through Aaron Beckman. And another one to keep an eye out for in this England squad is Mike Borsons, a former Kangaroos halfback. But he'll be playing at the lock position, so will offer a lot of speed there through the middle of the field. But third tackle, the Poms are knocking on the door. Mike Borsons, speaking of the devil, will try and barge his way across. But this England side still a quality outfit. That backline has been doing some damage. Hannah Hitchens especially.
Yeah, England has a lot of leadership capability. We've got Beckman, and we've obviously got Mike Borsons as well.
Yeah, the Newcastle captain and your captain as well. You two did great work in clubland, so it's good to have that experience, but it's great to have great leadership. That goes a long way, especially for a younger side compared to a team like the Aussies. But Australia will survive that set inside their red zone. It was looking dangerous for a second. Hannah Hitchens with that line break. Big shout out to Hannah Hitchens, my former Sharkies teammate. The Kangaroos just looking a bit lackluster on the attacking sets at the moment.
That's another one. We've dubbed the wingers of England the Queens of England. Obviously, with my mind, the best May Harver on one side and Hannah Hitchens on the other. Both very solid wingers. And I was about to bring him up as well. Cyrus Marks, largely untested at fullback. So far in this tour, excellent. Probably arguably one of our best players. Wouldn't you say so, Sonny?
Yeah, big shout out to my mate Cyrus. How could I forget? He's really stood up in the 1 jersey. We got a glimpse of it in clubland this season when Eli Barnes got injured. He actually got caught up there, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but we have seen him play a bit of fullback. But now we get to see it on display for the past couple of weeks, and he's come a long way, young Cyrus. So good on him. But fifth and last coming up now, and England, another good set inside Aussie half. Just over 10 minutes gone here on your Ashes test, the first ever in SRL history, and we are witnessing it play right before our eyes. Oh, Corey Bell on the return. This could be dangerous. The Kangaroos are going to take this one to the house, and Belzer will open up first blood the way of Australia.
Yeah, that's a fantastic try, and Corey Bell would always be dangerous. He proves it week in and week out at Melbourne. You wouldn't expect any different in the Australian jersey. Really good so far, first 10 minutes. As soon as that kick was made, I knew there was some danger. It wasn't high enough. The defensive line wasn't ready.
Yeah, and that one will get the Kangaroos off to a flying start, and thankfully, because it's been a couple of games where oppositions will start on the front foot, and especially the last game against Wales. What a game that was. They nearly had Australia too. If it wasn't for a miracle on the brink of full time, a Chris Lord grubber to Josh Butterfield, a Newcastle Knights teammate of yours, Luke.
Yeah, Butter's a very good player. He's also got his tier 2 as England. Part of me was hoping that Butters would have That's the best I can have used it. A bit unfortunate, but here we are. As now we get to kick off. Hopefully so. That Wales team, really strong. That middle, especially in the middle, they can make good meters through the middle, and it's a testament to what they're doing over there, especially Jordan Lewis and Claire. Obviously, if England win today, they can finish as high as second, I believe, after yesterday's Mediterranean win. So that's what we want. Fingers crossed for that.
Oh, I'll cross mine behind my back, Luke, as we see.
Put on his back. Gets up, plays the ball.
Gets flopped. Fifth and last now, as we see Australia. That's a good defensive set from England, though. They didn't let the Kangaroos go beyond the 40. And Dingo, a good kick for him. As we see the return now, Hannah Hitchens, a name we'll probably be calling a lot throughout this game, alongside Mai. And you know what, Luke? I will concur that Mai is in fact the best Mai alpha. Nah, big shout out to John Boy.
It is big said. I may have speaking of the devil, I may have unintentionally started that one.
Oh well, it's law now. It's SRL law now. Fourth tackle and the Poms once again inside Aussie red zone. They've been doing some good work, but that's a pick straight to Will Kay. Will Kay trying to exploit the right side. But Cyrus Marks reading him well, and you got to say that's a try-saving effort. But England, Luke, they're doing good on the attack, but just inside the red zone, just clean it up a little bit. Oh, and the penalty given away.
Oh, that's a shame. The defence so far been actually really good, and you're right. They can get up to the red zone, just can't actually make anything of it as we've seen so far. But hopefully they can fix that up as we get to see here the tap 40 from the English line from Australia.
I'm hoping this game isn't decided by conversion, because Kangaroos captain Sonny Tyre is taking the duties for today. First time on the goal kicking tee this campaign, so we'll see how they go. Coven Walmsley, he's been a standout in this Kangaroos forward pack, alongside Chris Lord and Luke Malchus, especially Malchus. The big hits that he's been putting on this Kangaroos tour. We'll be looking to back it up once again. But now Kangaroos inside Pommy red zone. They'll go through KCK. We'll just take that one there. Fourth now. A nice dish from James Thorne. 3 try assists last week and 1 to the tally for this one. Speaking of big Malchus, he'll just barge through and crash over once again. And Luke, classy stuff from the Queensland representative, Luke Malchus.
Yeah, look, both the Australian starting prop forwards are really strong. Chris Lord and Luke Malchus. Almost impossible to stop that close to the line, as we got to see there with Cyrus Marks, the poor fella trying to stop him, and just too big of a body.
Yeah, that's stuff of nightmares when you've got Malchus running at your full pelt inside the 10. There's really not much you can do besides pray and hope that you can cling on to him, but it's a good start for the green and gold. And I will be honest, Luke, there have been question marks surrounding whether or not I was the, I guess, best captain or best option for Australia, but this is going to, help put a little dent in some of those criticisms. But still, it's far from over, and 12-0 the Poms. If they can keep up their attacking flair and just improve a little bit in the red zone, we could see some points put up in this. We could see some points put up pretty soon.
Yeah, well, hopefully so. Look, very early days, still 60-odd minutes to go in this game. Little lapses of judgment so far. Certainly, wow. Chris Lord just absolutely barreling over Beckman.
Chris Lord. Oh, geez. Thankfully, I picked him in the squad. He was actually, he wasn't originally selected, but due to a camp withdrawal of Michael Crimp, I was given a second chance to redeem myself, and thankfully so, because Chris Lord, he stood up in this series. But even the forward pack of the English, who are your standouts, Luke? Who do you think's going to be the ones to look out for? Oh, who was that?
That was Engo. Largely underrated. In the league, both SRL, Engo is a fantastic prop forward. And we've seen that so far for England.
What a shocker kick from Sonny Tyre. the standard. The standard bomb. It's up there. But yeah, anything that doesn't go backwards is a step forward. So second tackle, the English. From their own half now, Chris Weston. Another one to look out for, the young half. Donning the 7 jersey for the red and whites here today in front of a sold-out Manchester Stadium. They sent the plea out to the fans here this week. A must-win game for the Poms, and they need as much support as they can get, but kicks like that won't help. As Kane Chapman-Kenny off a nice return. That'll post Aussies up inside English half now. Corey Bell on the right wing. The battle of the Blondies, they're on that right side. My versus Corey. KCK hits a step. Offload away to Thorne. That looked like it drifted forward, and it did. So pressure alleviated for the Poms.
Yeah, that was a really good defence there, especially with KCK running at Driscoll there. But Driscoll's proven himself to be a decent tackler when it comes to KCK running at him. Just got to throw some shade at KCK while I'm here. Oh no.
Maybe commentators cursed there, but it's a turnover for the English. And danger signs once again inside the red zone. They just need to hold their set defensively. Not a full set coming their way. Can they withstand this Aussie attack through Kane Chapman-Kenny? Wrapped up in a 3-man there. Second tackle now. Thorny goes dish out to Coven Walmsley, and he'll be driven back. Good tackle there.
I believe that was Crutcher on the very small man of Crutcher.
Oh, Matty Harris is over. Matty Harris is over for the 3rd try of the game, and that was a good stop from Crutcher. Next season, going to the Rabbitohs. Can't wait for it. But Matty Harris on the board. Former Kangaroos captain, and he hasn't seen too much game time this Kangaroos tour, but he's certainly making his time count with plays like that this week.
Yeah, look, very, very experienced player in Matty Harris. Right on that left edge. I didn't even want to try to stop that big fella in front of him. So that's credit to him. And he moved very quickly to cover that distance. I would have been very scared to be standing in front of a Matty Harris storming at me at that fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really an ideal scenario. You've got to choose between Malchus, Lord running at you, or Matty Harris, and either Milo Kerrigan or Christie's out there. So, and by the way, I just got another goal. So let's go 3 from 3, 100% on the tour so far. But yeah, I wouldn't expect that to remain by the end of this game. We'll see how it goes. Matty Harris off the back fence. Tell you what, he's certainly making a case for himself to be selected for the Kangaroos World Cup squad. I know how much it means to him, and he's certainly making his time count. KCK, another big run, a ball out to Demando, and an offload away to Bell, and the Aussies, they are playing some champagne footy here. It's good to see, because the past couple of weeks have been some tightly contested games. So if you're an Aussie supporter, you're liking the sort of leeway that's been built at the moment. But third tackle now. Australia can't afford to make a mistake inside the red zone. Through Coxie they go. Big Cox. Or tackle now. Dish out to Dingo. Dingo winds it up on a run. He'll try and crash over. Turned on his back. Desperate stuff. And Driscoll there to make the legs tackle. 5th and last now. They'll go a short dish to Will Kay. And Will Kay turn on his back. And the Pommies will withstand that attack.
I've noticed that more recently, actually. That hit up from the last, you peg them back into their own end. And hopefully by the end of it, with a good set of defence, you'll be able to get some good field position from the last tackle. And that looks like what Australia's going to attempt here.
Yeah, maybe the 5th tackle meta. Just taking the run instead of, I guess, forcing a bomb in goal and at the risk of a 7 tackle set. So who knows how we could go from there. But Cyrus marks a great line break past Demando. But I've got to give a quick raps to Xavier Demando. He's been impressive for Australia in this tour. As Robbo Mobiston now off the bench and in through the middle. He'll inject a lot of size for this English forward pack as Bontoff sends it downfield. Who's going to be there to return it? It's Corey Bell, the danger man, but it'll be wrapped up well by Luke Driscoll. And Driscoll has been hitting those pads this week. A lot of good tackles made so far.
Oh, look, there's nothing I hate more than seeing missed tackling next to my name. Certainly when you've got somebody of the strength of the outside backs that Australia have got. So you've really got to be on your best defensive reliability. Otherwise, they'll just run straight through you, and you see that already when it's 18-0.
Oh, and Alex Christie, another Newcastle Knight in this lineup, and a Queensland Maroons rep as well. And oh, that's a knock. And of course, Sonny Tayo with a horrible dish to Kevin Walmsley. And that'll give the English a look just outside of Aussie half. As Sadler will get us back underway. Speaking of Sadler, have you heard from him lately, Driscoll? Apparently he's been MIA. Oh, Boston.
I actually haven't seen Sadler in a while, oddly enough. Hoping he's still around. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah, at least he turns up for game day, which is good. So hopefully we'll see Bo end up at an SRL club next season. But third tackle coming up as they go to Bontoft, out to Ross Buckley, the hometown hero, offload away to Luke Driscoll. That's good stuff from Buckley. He'll love to get a try on the board here today, maybe a double, as they'll go left. Oh, that's a beautiful ball. My steps Bell, but wrapped up by the shoulder of Dingo and Cox in the two-man. Fifth and last now at the 10. I'll drop it in the pocket. Bo Sadler, perler of a bomb. No one's there. Someone contest it. And Cyrus Marks will pinch that one. All the space and time in the world to just plant it down. And the English will get their first points of this game.
It's absolutely amazing there, Sonny. Where was the Australian defence? They disappeared.
Just admiring Cyrus.
And it was pinpoint. Cyrus just stood there and waited, and he got the ball and put it down. So 18 to 4. Pretty sure it should have been Luke Driscoll kicking this, but here we are with Bontoft taking it.
Yeah, we might have to adjust that at half time. My apologies. But the English on the board, and yeah, Cyrus Marks, it was just an easy catch for him. Xavier Armando just getting there in the nick of time, but not enough to get a jump in. And all it took was Cyrus Marks swooping on that one. So good on him. First blood for England in this game. For your Ashes Test match, it is Australia 18, England 6 on your Anzac Day coverage. And don't forget, after this big game, Pacific Championships Cup final from Eden Park. It is John McCartney and the New Zealand Kiwis taking on John Boy Mayava and the Toa Samoa team. Excuse me. And what a battle that promises to be. Any tips on that one, Driscoll?
I actually really do like that Samoan team. I actually think it's a really strong team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can put one over the New Zealand team. But it would be really, obviously a hard ask, but that Samoa team is fantastic. You could probably take out John Boy and probably got the best team in the internationals, really, because the best now is on the field right now. As you can see, we'll just take a line back.
Yeah, I heard there were plans for annexation of Pacific nations in the SRL by the Brits. So you see now, oh, that's a good kick. It did dribble across, but Demando will collect it.
And he's very dangerous as well. I wouldn't put it beyond Demando to be able to run straight through the entire English side, given the opportunity. Obviously, I've played with him previously at the Titans. Really good player. So,
yeah, he stood up at the Raiders, but where he really made an impression for me was in the State of Origin. He was one of the best backline players for the Maroons, so it was warranted to pick him in this side, I believe, and he hasn't let me down, Big X, so good on him. Matty Harris now trying to make his time count before prop subs head back off to the bench. Fifth and last now. Ties in the pocket. Who was that? Get out of my way. Oh, can I score? No, I dropped the ball and I get knocked on my ass. Oh, that was a big hit there. Sonny feeling the full force of that impact. And that's a great hit from the Poms.
Yeah, that was excellent. They waited for you just for that one, I think, Sonny, because all just lodged straight away. As we get to see Chris Weston throw the offload there to Johnny Burgess, but he'll make no further. Oh, that was a really scary set there for the English in defence, but obviously they managed it pretty well with their defence.
Yeah, they had on well in that big contact. Oh, jeez. I might have to go off for HIA assessment, but fourth now. The Poms trying to get inside Aussie half. They will through Mayava, but wrapped up by Demando and Bell. Fifth and last now. And lined up in kick formation. They'll go relatively flat. Bontov with a cheeky chip over the line, and Belzer trying to get through, but Cyrus Marks, another try-saving effort from him, but he's out of position. Watch out for a line break. And Driscoll there once again, leading by example. And Driscoll, just in your words, how has it been as a captain of England?
Oh, look, it's it's been a lot of testing and a lot of tough work trying to figure out who belongs where. It can never be really that easy. Obviously, even this lineup that we're running today, I still think it could be tinkered with and we could get something better, as we've seen so far. Bontov's kicking off last tackle hasn't been great. There's probably a better option, but we'd have to look in the future.
Oh, and a big bomb by Tyre, and that'll force Cyrus Marks to be taken in goal. So on the brink of half-time, can the green and gold put in one more try? Or can the red and whites of England hold on, get into the sheds and readjust for the second half coming up? Final set for Australia as Chris Law takes a runner, and man, he's been in stellar form. One of the best, if not the best, for the Kangaroos. Alongside Malchus, I just can't give them enough props. Mind the pun. But yeah, those two in the trenches, they really just run amok. But third now, England doing a good job so far. 2 more tackles to hold. 15 seconds to go. Offload from Malchus. Will Kay just takes the settler. Plays the quick play the ball. Tyre with a dish out to Walmsley. Thought it drifted forward, but it's half time. And we will see you in the second. G'day, cheerio, and welcome back to Manchester here in England for your Ashes test on Anzac Day, where it is the Australia Kangaroos 18 leading the England 3 Lions 6. And what a game it was in that first half. Joining me in the commentary box, my good mate Luke Driscoll. And Driscoll, your thoughts on that opening half, particularly for England?
Look, England, we did our very best in that first half. Very unlucky, really, that they couldn't get more points on the board. Few mistakes in the red zone obviously affected it as well. But I would expect us to come out in the second half and really try to get some more points on the board against Australia and hopefully make it a contest.
Well, the difference maker could be Luke Driscoll on the kicking tee for the second half. That could be the difference maker for him. But England, they did a good job in that opening 5-10 minutes where they were just finding themselves inside Aussie red zone. Just couldn't finish until Cyrus Marks ended up getting their first try, courtesy of a big bomb that saw him nearly uncontested on that take. And Cyrus Marks, he's going for a double. Cyrus Marks could get there, but he'll be chased down by Corey Bell. I thought he was through. And young Sai is having a game. Could be his best in English colours. Could even be one of his best. But we'll have to see how they can back it up.
I did say that we did have some ideas for this, so as we get to see, obviously there were some changes at halftime. We've got McEnroe coming on and Walsh coming on in at prop. So at the 60th minute, we'll get to see Ango and Beckman.
Oh, what a ball to Borsons, and the Poms are over once again. A beautiful draw pass with a dime to Mike Borsons. And that was great stuff from the English, to the applause of this crowd. And pearler stuff there from the home side. And there you go, Mike Borsons. What a try, Driscoll.
That was just a lovely little flick off the side there to Borsons, and Borsons to put it under the post. So I get an easy kick at goal here. Obviously, I've got a 100% kicking record, and I believe this will probably take over most. Did I already take over Pretlow from last week?
I'm not too sure, actually. I think so, because he's only kicked one game, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so.
One, if not two, but...
If not, 100% kicking rate. Already better than Sonny Tyre, so we'll work with that.
It's a low bar, to be fair, mate. It's a low bar. But it's great stuff, and especially for the captain to get those points over. And the crowd here in Manchester, they're starting to sense some belief now. Still down by one score, but like I said during the halftime break, just all it takes is that one try, changes the momentum, changes the dynamic of a game.
Yeah, and surprisingly, like very even in the stats too. Now that you bring up halftime, we did have a quick look, and I think it was 58% Australia, 42% time in possession for England, but the actual sets completed as we get to see Hannah Hitchens go on another break.
Yeah, what a play from the Poms. What were put in their water bottles at halftime, because they're starting to play with a bit of a spring in their step, and it's good to see for them, because this is one tough challenge for the Poms. A David versus Goliath battle, you could even call it. But the way that they're hanging into this fight, there's just no sense of doubt in this Pommy squad. As they go towards the corner, this could be dangerous. Corey Bell on the return, can't get through. And the defense starting to lock up for the Poms in the second half, Driscoll.
Yeah, well, hopefully so. Hopefully we can keep them in check. Still 6 points behind, so 6 points is still a try and a conversion away. So you've still... Ooh, as we get to see KCK actually step around Driscoll there, but then Driscoll takes Jazz Dingo. Oh.
Yeah, gave him a cheeky wink as he hit that step there, but Demando now... Oh, that's a good defensive hustle from the Poms. And I saw that one coming. Demando was cocking that pass and just gets it wrong there. But the English, this is looking like a different team in the second half. Australia not helping themselves with that mistake, but still plenty of time to go. And they'll have to rely on their defensive efforts to repel the momentum of these Poms. They seem to just be barnstorming down the field. And it's only third tackle. Just outside the red zone. A nice dish out to the captain in Luke Driscoll. He'll take a winding run. Fourth coming up now. Signs of nerves on the Aussie fans here in the crowd. They can sense that the Poms are starting to just rise. And they'll be looking to play to this occasion for the Ashes test on Anzac Day. Towards the corner. It's a tap back. Oh, and Cyrus Marks hit the brakes. Not sure if he panicked when he saw who was standing in front of him, but he was nearly across there. Good tap back. Just couldn't hit that step.
Yeah, just stopped the moment he caught it. Didn't know what to do with it. Great jump in the air there by Buckley. To hit that tap back, it was really looked like an orchestrated play there from England, and it was unlucky that it didn't turn into points and get some Diego taken by this ball there.
Yeah, in Australia, they need to get themselves going now. It's been a bit of a slow start in this second, but traditionally in this Kangaroos tour, they have been, known to make a real blitz in the final 20, the final quarter of the games, but you don't want it to come down to that against a team that is looking dangerous like England. Cyrus Marks, once again, he's been getting through the line a few times, and oh, jeez, I'm getting a bit nervous now because England, they're piling on some pressure here, Luke.
Yeah, they've certainly turned up in this second half. As we get to see here, Walsh take a hit up, and now it goes across to Bontoff. Bontoff to Hamilton. Hamilton does the shimmy shake, and he's going to make it into the red zone. Fourth tackle. They've got 2 plays to see what they can do with this one.
Yeah, and the Poms, man, this momentum is just looking very lethal right now. It is almost becoming hard to watch if you're an Aussie supporter. Fifth and last now. Borson's with a pearler of a bomb. Is it too much though? Yes, it is. Corey Bell takes that one nicely. So pressure alleviated for the green and gold once again, but geez, they really need to start making their strides now. You can't afford to give these tier 2 nations a sniff. Because yeah, when it comes to versing Australia, these are the games that these tier 2s really step up for, and you can just tell when they do battle. The Kangaroos hoping to come away with 5 straight wins to finish off the UK/European legs of the tour. Next week, the annual test match between Australia and New Zealand. It's a forward pass and mistakes plaguing Australia in the second. Another brilliant chance for the Poms. They could be through. Maimai Mayava.
What a great run there by Maimai. Absolutely. These mistakes can really start to take their toll on this Australian team as they start to get a little bit less fit, and their defensive line might show for it as we get to see Chris Weston take a hit up and he's only 2 metres out.
Yeah, they could crack off this set. The Australian goal line defence needs to hold staunch. Chris Lord out there with Allison in the middles. Chris Lord in against the tackle. Oh, who's going to barge across? It's Bonsoft. And if it wasn't for the legs tackle from Thorne, that could have been the leveler for the Poms, but they'll still have one more tackle on this set. And Driscoll, I'm going to need you to take over comms just real quickly.
Yep, as we get to see no try up there, is very clearly held up as now England goes to Weston. Weston across to puts a bomb up. Gets tapped back to Marks. Marks, he's going to get tackled only 3 metres out. So it's going to be a handover in the corner there to Australia. England probably trying to keep them down their own end or maybe force a mistake. But as Chris Lord there almost finds a hole. But he's tackled there by McEnroe, I believe that was. As Walmsley takes a hit up, he's tackled by Beckman and co. As he gets up, plays the ball now to Lord. Chris Lord is a fantastic player there. Certainly a stalwart of the SRL as we get to see KCK. He's rounded up. 4th tackle, 40 out from their own line. Good defensive set here for England. England tries to kick it for a 40-20. He's kicked it straight to Sadler. Sadler's running. He might go all the way, but he's dragged down there. Just short. It goes to Driscoll. Driscoll's going to try and force his way over. Nope, he's stopped 2 metres over. Oh, and sorry, we just had a bit of a accident there as now Borsons takes his hit up. 3rd tackle right in the centre of the pitch now as he gets up, plays the ball to Beckman. Beckman dragged down there, 5th and last. Great defence here from Australia as England certainly worth sniffing as it goes now to Weston. Weston puts the grubber in. It's picked up and he steps, but he's going to get dragged down 3 metres out. What a fantastic end to the set there for England as well. Oh, and he's passed it straight back to Borsons. It's not over yet for Australia. Now he gets up and plays the ball. Borsons off to Buntoft to Weston. The halves linking up there. Not a lot happening as now they're going to look to the right, I believe. Buckley to Marks. Marks, he's going to get tackled.
And I'll just interject here, Luke. Thank you for taking over. Oh, Mario McEnroe straight across.
What a try.
Awesome stuff there from the Poms. And what have I come back to? They are on. They are levelling the terms here, the Pommies, and they are standing up to this occasion. And Driscoll, this blitz in the second half, these Pommies, they have just turned up. And I don't know what's going on with the lighting here, but we might need to turn on some extra lights.
Absolutely amazing. It's Australia being their own worst enemies at the moment. All we're getting to see is a lot of mistakes. Obviously throwing an intercept on your own 10-metre line is not the most ideal thing, and now we might be back at level pegging. It hasn't been that since the 11th minute of the game.
And I might be without a job after this game as Luke Driscoll sends it from right in front. And the tension, the nerves are up for the Aussie camp. And if complacency was settling into their game, well, they're paying for it now. And
obviously in 2 minutes we get the prop rotations happening and we get Ango and Modeston back on the field, so that should be a really interesting time. I would like to say that would be our best offensive line, but Ango can be really damaging with the ball in his hands, which hopefully we'll get to see today as that pass went straight to the ground. Not the greatest pass there from Bontoft as McEnroe gets up to play the ball. Goes to Borsons to Driscoll. What are you thinking, Sonny? Do you think Australia just got to keep the ball and complete their sets?
Yeah, stop making mistakes, silly mistakes. It's the unforced ones that really frustrate you. And, with the amount of mistakes they made inside their own 10, 20, it's just invited so much pressure. And eventually they were bound to crack. But hopefully with some fresh subs on through the middle, Australia can do what they've done in the tour and make that blitz for the final 20. But the Poms playing with so much heart, so much belief. They are trying to prove that anything is possible, anything can be done. Corey Bell along the edge, he'll be taken into touch, and now this is turning very dangerous for the Kangaroos. Sunny visuals replay here, and Corey Bell just banking on himself to make that line break, and he did so, but he just didn't straighten the run up. And this is a big moment here for the Poms here, Driscoll. They could potentially take their first lead of this game through this set.
Yeah, that was you know, if he got around his man there, he was probably going to score. But luckily, Cyrus Marks were up to the job here, as we get to see now. England really close to getting to the Australian try line yet again, and hopefully they can do something with it. But never mind, it's bounced off his head and bounced straight back to Dingo.
Oh, that was a lucky getaway there for the Aussies, because the pressure has been mounting against them this second half, and it really has been all England in this one in the second. So who can be the one to step up for the Kangaroos? KCK, he's always Mr. Reliable for the green and gold, but Pongston's there as well. Bell's on the opposite side. Coven Walmsley, beautiful dish from Will Kay. Oh, and a ball out wide. They didn't need to do that, but they'll force the 6 again. And now that's a bit unlucky for the Poms. Sonny Tyre, go me, turn on his back. And a two-man effort there to wrap him up. Called held by Blake Harris.
Sonny Tyre and Luke Driscoll are not allowed to score.
Oh, I don't think we even need rules for that. Just cool. Maybe you don't. Tyre, he's going again. He wants a double dip. Turned on his back. All right, start passing now, please. As we see. Oh, that was dangerous and straight through. Kane Chapman Kenny will regain some ground for the green and gold. This first try of the over. And a bit unlucky from that 6 again, Luke, but Australia making that one count.
Yeah, I didn't even see the Eagles player touch the ball. I'm not sure what they see for that 6 again. But here we are, and KCK just they spread that line through the continuous marauding down that one side of the field, and it just opened up a space for KCK to run through and score.
Well, maybe they saw a brown paper bag being waved from the Aussie bench. This one is still well within the balance, and England well within the fight. I'm not gonna jump the gun at all. Oh, just in games like these big game moments, I would not be surprised. Hopefully the Aussie captain can hold his nerve and not force anything, but the Kangaroos will regain the lead on your Ashes test, 24-18. And don't forget, after this, Pac Champs Cup final, New Zealand vs Samoa, 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. in New Zealand, for your Anzac Day coverage here on SRL TV. How good is it? Final week of internationals before the final games next week, the Cup final of the Euros and the Trans-Tasman Test for the Kiwis and the Kangaroos. Just over 15 minutes to go. Lock subs will be coming on shortly. Inside dish, KCK wrapped up in red well from the English defensive line. And the Kangaroos now inside Pom half. They'll go to Shannon Freeburn. And Freeburn off the bench into the centres for the second half. Fifth and last, this could be dangerous. The kick return game of the Poms has been firing on all cylinders today, and it could do so again if it wasn't for that ankle tap from Kane Chapman Kenny. Mama Mayava would have been gone, Driscoll.
I believed in her too for a second there. I thought, oh, she's gone, she's going to do it, but no. That last ditch effort there from KCK just stopped her in her tracks, but now we get to see second tackle on their halfway line. So hopefully we can find another line break here and get into the red zone again and really pepper this Australian line.
Yeah, and I've got to give a raps to this England team. They have just really stood up to the occasion. If anyone was writing them off before this game, they'll definitely be second guessing that now. But fifth and last, kick return could be dangerous. Corey Bell, let's hope he stays in field this time as he'll step, goes through, tries to split the defense, but a good read in there from...
was the one that runs back and catches him. Good work there from Crutcher. I think he's come back on his lock, I think. I don't quote me on it, I'm not sure. He's back on the field. That's what it is. Very fast man to have on the field, especially if you can put him through a hole. I believe he showed that this year in the SRL several times that he can be really dangerous. As we get to see Demando here, fourth tackle, 40 metres out, that looks forward. I'm not sure what the ref's not looking at.
The brown paper
bag.
I'm not writing off England at all, especially off the kick returns. That's where I'm sort of clenching, to be honest, Driscoll. They've been very lethal on him. Hannah Hitchens, look at that, another step. Hannah Hitchens on the outside. And she nearly gets through once again. But KCK's out of position. They're going to look to exploit that line break. Bonsoft out to Engo. And the Poms have been sticking their head through it a few times in those kick returns. But Kane Chapman-Kenny, the defensive mastermind that he is, he just knows what to do, when to do it, and how. But final 10 minutes coming up. It is a tense one here on your Ashes Test. Anzac Day SRL TV coverage. We hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all loving it as always. Fifth and last now. Back inside their own half for the kick. Chris Weston will send it downfield. That's a pretty good kick. Oh, this could be dangerous if they don't.
Oh, just has enough. I thought that maybe that was going to just hold up and...
someone was going to run that one out. Yeah, I was waiting for it. For it. We usually don't see players let it trickle that far. So thankfully, I guess the experience of the veteran and Corey Bell and just lets that one go over.
Fullback, you'd expect him to understand the bounce of a ball. He certainly waited as we get to see Don Ponkston here being relatively quiet. No, I haven't used my Newcastle Knights swing to keep him from making a fantastic game. As we get to see Chris Lord now.
Yeah, what's his job threatened at the Knights? Nah, jokes. Oh, Kane Chapman-Kenny, beautiful try saver from Cyrus Marks. A certain try saver that needed to be made. A dish out from Malchus to Johnson. Fifth and last coming up. Kangaroos looking to put the nail in the coffin. It's a short grubber for Malchus. Can Malchus get there? No, he won't. Three-man effort to wrap him up. Desperation stuff there. And Cyrus Marks, you've got to say, Driscoll, maybe a man of the match performance for the England team.
Oh, look, he's done that every game. That I would like to go back to that kick. That was so soft. I'm surprised it was considered a kick. It only rolled 2 meters, not even 2 meters ahead of Sonny. Obviously, it landed at his man, but it was very effective as we get to see.
I don't think it was intentional either. I think he actually miskicked that, and it worked out better for him. As we see Ash Crutch, a big bump off. So I think he's coming back on through the middles, if I'm not mistaken, in the props, but hits like that will go a long way to get the Poms in this one. If they can level this game, all it takes is one try. And the fans that have paid good money to be here, they are getting behind and rallying behind these Three Lions team. Oh, Corey Bell tries to split the defense, shrugs off Driscoll, still going. And Bell's trying to redeem his effort from that earlier mistake, and he's doing a job of it now. Inside dish to Lockie Cox, just over 5 minutes remaining. And Driscoll, how are the nerves?
Oh, look, my knees are shaking at the moment. As you get to see KCK skip through. I'm shaking. Obviously, I'm happy it's been a competitive match and it wasn't a blowout by any stretch. And the team, like the English teams, performed well above their weight in this game. So, full credit to those boys down there. As we get to see last tackle, 20 out. Hopefully, we can get a good kick return here and really put Australia into some trouble. But nope, it gets cut back. But English defence, not one of those kicks have been that effective. They're certainly much better at their kicking game. I know against Scotland there was a few tries there scored against from kicking, so it's much better.
Yeah, and I've got to say, Driscoll, you've got to be proud of your team. I don't think too many people would have even given England a chance, to be fair. And there's still time in this game. You never know what could happen in the SRL. That's what scares me the most. But I'll take this as a win for England. I really would. If they were to go down by one score against a Tier 1 nation with the size, talent pool, the depth of Australia, I mean, geez, this could be a team that will shock a lot in the World Cup. They've beaten Scotland and they've got Australia on the ropes. The Kangaroos will be looking to escape with a win here from Manchester, and that one is a huge mistake for the Poms. Maybe fatigue settling in, but now the Kangaroos with a chance to put the final nail in the coffin, barring a mistake, and hopefully it's not Tyre that's the one to do it, but they'll go to Dingo and just post it outside the 10, the green and gold. What is the play? Demando out wide to Tyre. Tyre, couple post contact now. Clock running out. Time running out, I should say, as the clock winds down. They'll dish it to Malco. Malcus looking for a double turn on his back. You cannot get any closer to the line than that. He's a fingernail away. They'll go inside. Chaz Dingo winds it up. Can he crash over? Dingo to send it home for Australia. That will be 5 straight wins on the cards, and Sonny Tai is a very relieved man because the Kangaroos were on the ropes and they just managed to seal it right at the end.
Never in doubt, though. They did all the work in the early in the first half. Obviously, England got their try just before half-time. Just before half-time. And then there was that 20 minutes after half-time, which I spoke about in the first half. Probably England's most dangerous sort of situation where we would have lapses in defence. We haven't had that all game. 78 minutes overall, really impressive game. I'm surprised Sonny Tai has managed to kick that one. I thought it was a bit too far out.
100%, baby. Yeah, nice. Full credit to the boys for giving me some easy ones. But like I said, just cool. I mean, I know Australia's gotten the win today, but no one expected England to win this game, respectfully. And they just, man, I really had, I was really having some nerves and a lot of thoughts running through my mind trying to commentate this game, but thankfully the Kangaroos will come away with a win here to finish off the UK legs of the tour, 5-1. One more game to go against the Kiwis, but Australia with 5 straight, and that is good signs for them. It was a bit ugly, let's be honest, but they got the job done and they've gotten the result for this Ashes test. Australia 30, England 18, and the green and gold will hoist the Ashes shield here in front of this provincial English crowd in Manchester. Lots of Aussies making the trip here as well. But England should be incredibly proud of their performance. Dare I say it, it was one of the toughest games of the Kangaroos tour and they did such a good job. Cyrus Marks, big shout out to him, and the back line in Mai and Hannah Hitchens. But Sonny Tai will host the the Ashes Cup for Australia. How good. Full-time stats as we get into the meat of the pie, 18-30. The way of the visitors, and we'll quickly just go through these stats. But Marks, Borsons, McEnroe scoring pies for the English. Harris, KCK, Baldingo, Malcus over for the Aussies. 54% possession to the Kangaroos, 20 from 27 completions compared to England's 21 from 25. 8 errors from the Kangaroos and only 5 for England, so they did a good job looking after the footy in that department. 178 tackles to 171 of the English, 23 to 26, and 29 line breaks for Australia, 23 for the Poms. So a great job, and Driscoll leading the way in the run meters, mate. I'll let you break down the stats for your team.
Yeah, look, we obviously I took 25 hit-ups, so obviously if you take a lot of hit-ups you're going to make a lot of run meters, but 7 passes, that's oddly strange. 19 tackles. Bo Sadler in the middle as always. He's normally really good in defence. I'm surprised to see him have some missed tackles. I think most importantly we get down to the Hannah Hitchens. Played absolutely amazing in this game. Every time she ran the ball it led to a line break, and it really shows. I know that you were saying that Cyrus Marks was having a career best performance, but I think you'll find that it was actually Hannah Hitchens that really stood up on that wing today. Furthermore than that, Mike Borson's, apart from scoring a try, relatively quiet, but a few of his kicks close to the line were really good, and I believe it was either Borson's or Sadler that kicked that ball for that first try for Cyrus. As we go down a bit further, we've got Engo with 50, Mai 72, Beckman 58, all really good stints on the field. Ross Buckley played his first 80 minutes in what I consider first class SRL. He had 11 runs, 27 run meters, 18 passes and 11 tackles. That's a solid job from him. If you want to take us over to Australia.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly give a raps to Engo and Ash Crutcher. Engo with 15 tackles, 0 missed, and Crutcher with 14 tackles, only 1 missed, so great stuff from those two. But for the Aussies, Corey Bell, 7 shy of 300, instrumental game today, bar that one moment, but he's made up for it. He had a try, 7 line breaks, KCK, clutch, 12 tackles, 0 miss, 10 line breaks, and a try to his name. Dare I say, he's going to be the fullback of the Kangaroos for the World Cup. Barring he doesn't get himself into any sort of trouble or anything. But James Thorne, 2 try assists. He's been in great form this whole Kangaroos tour. Chaz Dingo, 140 in the halfback position with a try, no mistakes. So he could potentially be the 7 come World Cup time for Australia. Walmsley, Lord, over the century mark. Tackles, we'll quickly go over those. 28 for James Thorne, 0 miss. 27, Lockie Cox, missing 1. Chris Lord, 23 and 0. And yeah, the Kangaroos, they get the job done in what was one hell of a game, and what a game to have on Anzac Day for the Ashes Test. The Kangaroos win the first ever Ashes Cup, and they will play against the Kiwis next week in New Zealand. Final game of the international calendar for him. And for the Poms, a lot to look forward to for the World Cup. Be very proud of that performance, and can't wait to see what they can do when we get to that glorious World Cup. But until then, Sonny Tyre here alongside my good mate Luke Driscoll. Thanks for joining us, and stick around because we've got one more game. It's the Pac Champs Cup final, New Zealand versus Samoa. You don't want to miss it. Until then, enjoy your day, stick around, and we'll see you back right here on SRL TV.